So welcome to the team call, and I'm honestly so excited about this call. It's the one call of the year that I think is the most influential for you. It has the greatest ability to really make or break your business. And it might sound woo-woo, and I know for some of you guys, you're quite new to coaching. And certainly, you know, coming out of corporate where you set goals, you have SWOT plans, you know, you don't ever think about a vision or a vision board. To me, that was always really alien. And I know when my coach team was doing it, when I was a brand new coach and I was kind of the only British coach in an American team, I was like, oh, cool, I'm not sure about this vision board stuff. But anyway, I'll give it a crack. And I'd enrolled in the March and we started doing the vision boards in the December. And honestly, I can promise you, hand on heart, if you want to know where my motivation comes from, where my success has come from, where my drive has come from, where anyone that's doing really well in this business, where their success has come from, it's not because they're magical. It's not because they've got an incredible bunch of qualities. It's not because they look like X or Y. It is because they have a burning desire and motivation at the core of what they do, and it keeps them going day after day after day. No matter what shit hits the fan, they get the F on with it. And that's because they've got a really clear vision. Okay, and I'm not saying that we don't have bad days, and I just want to talk about that for a second. I know, you know, I've spoken to a few of you guys about this, but the mood of the country, the mood of the world right now is bad, okay? And I just want to speak about it for 5 minutes before we move on, because I want you guys to recognize and learn and understand that that isn't a reflection on you. That is what we are experiencing. We have a global crisis, okay? We have a pandemic. In the States, we've had an election, which has really created a lot of tension there. And in the UK, there's a lot of political unrest with the way that we've handled coronavirus and all of the rest of it. And I just want you for a second to be really, really rational, okay? And just think about how that has impacted people's mentalities, how they are going to feel, how they are going to respond to things, okay, when you're messaging them, how you're going to feel about how people respond to you when you message them, because perhaps you've fucking had enough of it too, because I think we all have, okay? So I want to give you 5 minutes to just really think about that, to excuse yourself from feeling like shit some days, because it has been a shit 6 weeks, okay? And if you have had a shit 6 weeks in your business, please don't let that be a reflection of your whole entire capability within this business, within anything that you're doing, within your personal life, within life in general, okay? Because it's shit. And I just want to share that. And it was something I invested in Josh Coach's professional development course about 6 months ago. And the girls that have been on my team for quite some time know about that. And I regularly share bits of what he shares. And on a call on Thursday, he just said, look, you can't literally be angry with yourself for not having achieved what you set out to achieve in the past 6 weeks in particular, because you have had global crisis. You've got a global pandemic going on. And I think it's really important to come back. And that's why we're doing Vision today. And remember why you started this. Why are you doing it? What is in it for you? What do you want from this? What do you want your life to look like? Okay, because we can fall into this nasty habit of waking up feeling like shit, and I want to be honest about it. Like, it's been a shitty global crisis. It is a shitty global crisis, okay? We're still working through it. But people are relying on us to be that beacon of hope for them, to be that person that's going to share something with them that's going to make it a bit easier, okay? And if we're not clear on where we're going and why we're doing this, and we don't really understand the potential of this business and what that could mean for our lives, our families' lives, the legacy that we create for our family, then you better bet when we're having a tough day, we're just going to throw our hands up and go, I can't do this, okay? And I'm that person. I've been that person, but I'm not that person anymore with my business, because it means far too much for me to literally throw my hands up and say, I can't do this. Now, I want to also share that I'm 2.5 years down the track. I've had almost 3 years of building these consistent habits, of writing down my visions every morning, of looking at my vision board every morning and thinking about what that means for my family and my life and the lives of the women that I touch and I share this amazing gift with. Because I promise you, hand on heart, what we have to share is the most incredible gift. And you may not have seen the value of that yet. You're brand new. A lot of you haven't had in fact, all of you haven't had the opportunity to go to Summit, apart from Marty, who's here. from Canada. And that really opens your eyes to not only the incredible global community, the amazing women all across the globe doing this with you, but also what this incredible opportunity can do for your life. To build a 7-figure business if you really want to, okay? It is all possible, but it comes from belief. It comes from motivation. And you're not going to be able to instill that belief no matter what you want that vision to look like for you, if you haven't even thought about what life that could create for you and your family, okay? And every single person is going to have a different idea of what an amazing vision and life means for them. But I just wanted to open the call by saying, if you're finding it tough, you are not alone, okay? But lean into your personal development, lean into this vision piece that I'm going to share. And for goodness sake, please promise me that when I finish this call, you are going to take the time and you're going to finish your vision board. And I'm going to put the post for accountability in the team page, because I promise you, it's like cutting an arm off. If you don't have a vision board, it won't surprise me that you're not motivated to do the stuff on this tracker day in, day out. I'm going to be honest. It's not all really fun doing the tracker. That's not the glamorous part of this business. But the vision and the life that it creates is fucking incredible. And I've experienced that firsthand. And I know some of my coaches are starting to experience that. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I'm not sharing with you the potential of this business and telling you, you need to do this, okay? It needs and has to be a non-negotiable if you want to go anywhere in this business, because without a vision, you won't go anywhere. Okay, so that's what's really important. And it's so exciting to be able to look forward to 2021. I think we're all ready for that. So I'm just going to start the presentation and just go through like some of the main bits before we go into like diving into how to do your vision board. So just bear with me. If you hadn't already realized the amount of like posts and things that have been going on and people asking about steps and everything else, we have the launch of Control Freak tomorrow. It is the launch of the year. For those of the guys who've been in the team for a little while, we have been talking about this since the middle of the year. This is the launch of the year, okay? And not only is it going to propel your business in terms of people seeing your program unlike anything else they have seen before, with that cable pulley system on the door, the ball, the step, the weights, it's going to be amazing for your business for people to watch and see those results. But not only that, more than anything, remember, the most fundamental person in this whole entire business isn't your team. It's not the girls you're helping. It's you, okay? And if you aren't in alignment and you aren't enjoying what you're doing and you aren't on fire for it, your business can't thrive, okay? So if you're on the fence about doing it and maybe you're not on fire for the program you're doing, I'm telling you now, invest in your business. This is a business investment. You will make it back tenfold. And we are literally going to be doing this program one beside the other. So most of you guys know, but just to recap, we are going to all purchase tomorrow. They've said it's going to take up to 2 weeks for us to get the equipment. We are going to start with 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme. So we're all going to be doing it together. And that in itself unites the team. It really does. And I've moved through a lot of these launches and it's really fun to encourage one another to experience, you know, difficulties and drawbacks and wins all together, and really is going to create that bond that's going to carry us through until spring next year. So it's going to be incredible. It's not some silly 3-week program. It's 9 weeks long and we're all going to be doing it together. So don't miss that boat. Okay. It's now reading in back office, just so you guys know, is that they're going to fulfill the orders within 1 to 2 days. Now, I don't know whether that's going to happen. That certainly, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we were being told it's going to take 2 weeks to arrive. And we will still continue with our plan of doing 21 Day Fix for a couple of weeks, because I want to make sure that we're bringing everyone along, because some people are going to experience more delays than others. And we now have the Vimeo sample workout. I have shared that in the team page, I think in all of the other groups that we have. But make sure if you've got people who are interested that they've seen a little taster video, and if they want to give the sample a go, make sure to get their email and email it through so that you're building an email list. So the cost for us as coaches to get the cable pulley system and the ball, the program obviously on the digital access, as well as the calendar, is £100 or $100 US. I think it's 120 Canadian. It is a little bit more expensive than these usual launches, but that's because there's so much more equipment and obviously it's more expensive. So just make sure you get that ordered tomorrow. And if you're unsure how to do it, just ask your coach. Summit 2021. I'm so excited for this. I know we've got quite a few girls here who are newer, who are gunning for Success Club starters to get that summit ticket for free. You are going to want to make sure you're there, and I'm almost certain it will go ahead based on, you know, how the world is moving with these vaccines. So I'm just so excited. That's really where I caught this incredible vision with this business. So book of the week, I think all of this team are pretty obsessed with Ant Middleton, but we've spoke about the fear bubble, zero negativity, Man on Fire. And not Man on Fire, First Man In. Man on Fire is a film. Mind Over Muscle is amazing because it's a book about his mindset processes for leveling up your mindset. And then the second half of the book has actually got practical activities that you can do day by day. So it's a 21-day challenge. But each challenge is like a 2-minute long chapter. So I've been noting each chapter and then taking action. Honestly, I can really feel my mindset shifting. So if you're stuck for a personal development book, this book is absolutely amazing. And I think it's only available in Audible, as it says there. So coach of the week is Francesca. The reason for this is that she honestly has been absolutely smashing it. She's a new coach. She has been showing up in her stories every day. I think the thing that blows me away the most about Francesca is just how real and authentic and true to who she is. On social media, which, you know, we all know that's not always easy. It's not always easy to just be who we are. When we started as a new coach, it certainly wasn't easy for me, and it's come more with time. But Francesca is just a real natural at it. She sent me a message, I think, on Wednesday and was like, I've just sent 75 invites. She'd invited 75 people from her warm market, and she is absolutely going for it. She is completing her tracker every day. She has enrolled 2 coaches. She's going to be Emerald next week. And honestly, she is really, really coachable. It's almost like I say jump and she says, okay, I'll ask some questions, but then how high? And I think we're going to see a lot from Francesca. So go and check out her page. If you want to just comment your Instagram in here, Francesca, go for it. But I'm just super, super proud of you, and just such a great attitude as a new coach, like not even a month in. So tracker prize, we are really down on sharing the tracker this week, guys. I know it's been a hard week. I know it's a hard time for everybody. We're moving into the Christmas period with the prospect of not seeing many family, but please remember, your business is built on your tracker. And if we don't do our tracker, we can't expect to help anybody. Okay, so I want you to take it upon yourself. Now, this month is the time to show up. This launch is the time to show up. So for goodness sake, if you're going to do Control Freak, make sure you're doing your tracker. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. You're basically a hobby coach. You're not going to help anyone. I am sharing this with tough love because I promise you, if you complete this tracker every day and you get a bit disciplined in this season, your business is going to blow up in the new year. But it won't blow up unless you're doing this tracker, okay? And we need to see more of you guys doing this. If you're serious about your business, you need to make it a non-negotiable. Even if you've got 2 minutes to do each task on the tracker, it's not saying spend all day on it. You can do it in an hour. You really, really can. But you need to make that a non-negotiable. So well done to Sarah Jane, who has won the tracker prize this week. If anybody can remind me of who the winner was last week, please let me know, because I honestly didn't write it down and I'm not quite sure who it was. So hopefully someone on this call can remember. I can only apologize for that. So Success Club for November. Well done to Jo. She honestly absolutely smashed it. She's been a coach. I don't even think she's been a coach 6 months. Success Club 18, running with me. Like, she's insane. You know, if you look at Jo, she works her business very differently to me. The way that she does her social media is very different. And if that gives you any like ability to understand how this business works, it's that she's being true to who she is and I'm being true to who I am. And we're not trying to copy each other. We are just being who we are. We're completing that tracker every day, and we are helping change people's lives. Okay, so just remember that, like, there's nobody that's going to be better than anyone else. It just depends how bad you want it. Well done to Charlotte and Sarah, who's Success Club starter for month 1. Claire in at SC4, Alice at 4, Sarah at 4, Ginny at 2, Julie at 2, Lindsay at 2, Tasha at 2, Imogen at 2, and Melissa at 2. And I will just say, for December, it's a slow start, and it's not just us, it is across the board in the elite group. I know it's a really slow start, but what do we expect? We've got the launch of the year tomorrow, okay? And it may take people a little while to join us. So just be patient. Whatever you don't reap right now, I can promise you, you're going to reap towards the end of December. So don't let it bear a reflection on you. Success Club, yeah, okay, if you haven't got any Success Club points, fine. That doesn't mean you're crap at your job. It just means that they're going to come later, but continue to show up. when times get tough, the worst thing we can do is throw our hands up, okay? Because we've literally stopped our business in the water, okay? So just be confident with it. Well done to Sarah, who is success starter for month 1. I know she's absolutely going for it for month 2. She's already got 2 Success Club points on the board for December, so she's really amazing. Enrolled a new coach as well. So look at all these shiny new emeralds. This is literally in the past month. We have Sarah, Claire, and Francesca, who is officially going to be emerald on Thursday. And I honestly am super proud of you guys. It's not just, you know, coaches in my downline, it's coaches in Joe's downline, and also I know Charlotte's had a lot of success. So it just would really give you confidence that when you have coaches that want to come into this business and do well, we have the tools to serve them. And well done to Joe, who I missed this slide out last week and I felt absolutely awful, but she is a brand new shiny diamond. She has held it for 2 weeks. She needs to hold it for 4 more to officially be lifetime diamond. I'm actually meeting her in Windsor on Wednesday. We're going to have lunch outside together to congratulate her. So I literally cannot wait to meet her in the flesh. It's going to be absolutely awesome and just celebrate her. So well done, Joe. And talking about diamond, we have a new push group in December. Those of you guys who are active at emerald or above, who hit Success Club 4 in November, or as soon as you hit it in December, you will be added to that group. Our first call is going to be this week, and we are really going to be sharing how to level up your business, how to attract coaches, you know, really just giving you that extra bit of coaching because you've proven yourself that you want this, that you want to build to the next level. I actually even spoke to Francesca after she enrolled 2 coaches earlier on this week, and she's going to go into that group as well. So I'm super excited for this group, really, really excited. And I will be confirming a diamond retreat for the spring as soon as we have more clarity on this tier system pandemic. Okay. So vision board party. So I'm just going to start by sharing a couple of my vision boards. So you will see here, you've got one on the left and one on the right. One is just vision board general and one is vision board 2020. So this vision board here is really the vision that I have for our life, not just for me, for my family, for Guy, for me, for Arthur. If you don't know me already, you'll know that I love to travel. I love to live life in full color. Some people don't love to travel. I have always loved to travel. It's always been something that I never got to do really as a child. So for me, my vision is very much tied to traveling to foreign places, being able to enjoy them as a family whilst my son is young, because I never got to do that. Okay. Providing him with trips to Barbados, which is an island that my husband and I really love. This is long-term vision is a Maryland holiday home, which will be on the lake and I will pay for from my business. This is where we stayed once in Barbados, but to be able to earn something like that, this is LA. This is a private yacht, not that we would own it, but be able to charter things like that. And that might sound and seem really like, wow, is that like, does this business really have the ability to provide that? Well, yes, it does. Okay. And the reason why I know that is that when I went to Arizona last October, I was lucky enough to be invited as a guest with literally the top 0.5% in the network. And all of those girls were earning 6 or 7 figures a year. Okay. So if you think that this business is just small fry and it's always going to be small fry, then I'm afraid it always will be. Okay. This business can provide a full-time income. As most of you guys know, I have basically matched my basic corporate income as a director that took me 10 years to build in 2.5. Okay. So I'm very confident in what this business has to offer you guys. It's not going to offer it to you guys if you're not going to do the stuff daily that you need to do, if you're not willing to make short-term sacrifice for long-term life that other people won't ever experience. Okay. And I want to be honest about that. I have worked my backside off with every single crack of time that I could possibly find. I have worked my backside off in the beginning around 3 jobs, around a little boy, because that's the vision that I hold. And that's what's burning inside me every morning. This is the board that I look at every morning. Okay. So if I'm having a shit day, or I miss my mum, or it's coming up to my birthday, which was a time of year that my mum would really, you know, all that stuff, I just crack on with it. This is a really positive focus for me because I want to live in the now. I want to live in the now. I want to enjoy my family, but I also want to be able to focus on the future and what I'm working towards. So if my alarm goes off and I don't want to get out of bed, do you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about this. How dare you lie in bed another 10 minutes because you are giving up your vision for for your little boy to be able to have all of these things you never experienced. So get out of bed, okay? And I honestly promise you that's what goes through my head. It is so front and center because it's my screensaver on my laptop, because I had it laminated. I actually had it laminated. I've changed it and updated. So I've got rid of that laminated one. I'm getting a new one laminated. It stares me in the face every day. And it might sound woo-woo, but I can promise you, when you guys start to do this, which is what we're going to do today, because I know if you're anything like me, you'll put it off and you'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. That's why we're physically going to take action on this today, because as soon as I started to put these vision boards together, my motivation, the number of people I was following, the number of people I was inviting, the amount of time that I found to work on my business was pockets of time I didn't even know existed, because my motivation was like fire in my belly. Nothing is going to stop me. No one, nothing, no situation. I had a ceiling falling in my office because there was a major leak. We had a car stolen off the drive. My mum passed away, and I still kept cracking the F on because this vision drove me. And not only that, it provided me with positivity and excitement for what the future held in a really shit period of my life. And I want to share that because, guys, this is the escape that you get with this business. This is an ability that you all have to build whatever you want. And your vision might not look anything like mine. And actually, I really hope it doesn't. This should be really personal to you. It might be that you hate traveling. You hate the idea of sending your child to a private school. And that's fine. We're all different. But I want you to really think about all of those things, those visions and goals and things that you thought you would do when you were a little girl that perhaps you've given up on because perhaps you think that life's too shit and it's too hard. And actually, all those dreams that you had as a little girl aren't possible. They fucking are possible, okay? But you need to believe it's possible. And the start to believing that, and the start to being able to build your business with the belief that you need to see that happen, is by completing a vision board. Okay, that's where I really started. Like, I was just hitting Success Club each month as a new coach, and all of a sudden I was hitting Success Club 18, Success Club 30, and I was just driving this driven team, and it came from here. Okay, so this is why this is so important for your future team. If you don't have this inside you, anybody that you bring on board is not going to be able to find that for themselves. Okay, so the vision on the right is the vision for 2020. Okay, so Elite Top UK Coach, currently Premier. We've literally just missed Elite by the skin of our teeth, but remember, shoot for the moon and you'll land amongst the stars. Okay, and I always want you guys to remember that when you're thinking about your goals, whether it's a Success Club goal, punch higher than you believe you could do, because if you don't, then you're always doing yourself short of what you could achieve. So upgrade house and save for dream home, which is very much what we're doing right now. Diamond retreat with 4 diamonds. Well, we couldn't have our diamond retreat because of COVID, but I took Charlotte away and I'm meeting Joe next week. So that is very much something that's going to be on the board for spring next year. But I just want to share, if I hadn't have put this on this board, it probably wouldn't be something that I'd be looking at with my new diamond coaches this year. Okay, it probably never would have happened because I wouldn't have put it out there into the universe. 100K with Beachbody, that's the goal. I'm quite very close to that. So it's something that, again, if in the beginning of 2020 or the end of 2019, in fact, I hadn't put that on my vision board, I wouldn't be anywhere near that goal right now, anywhere near it. Okay, so getting really visual on what that looks like. So that's Maryland Holiday Home, that's leadership in Arizona, which is for 5-star and above. These are the girls who are really going for it. Obviously Charlotte and Joe are diamond. I know Ginny is going for it at the moment. And this is Barbados, which is somewhere that my husband and I love. So what I want you guys to do, I'm just gonna, in fact, stop screen sharing. I'm just gonna have a look on the comments, see if anyone's said anything. No. So has anyone got any questions on the vision board? Because what we are going to do now is you are going to open, I would suggest Canva. Okay. And I know for some of you guys, you've maybe never used it in your life, or you've opened it and you've gone, fuck this looks way too complicated, which is definitely what I did when I first opened it, because I literally hate doing visuals. I absolutely hate doing visuals. And I can promise you, actually, I did those visuals myself. They might look basic to you, but they pull in everything that is meaningful to me and my family and our future. So I want you guys now for the next 10 minutes, okay, to literally write down, if you didn't have any limitation or judgment this is fundamental judgment on what you wanted your life to look like, i.e. from other halves, family. Oh, what's happened to her? She's gone a bit crazy. Like, oh, don't be stupid. That's a really dumb vision. Those are the kind of comments that used to go through my head. Okay. My brother used to say to me, how's the beach bodying going? He's a lawyer. Now he doesn't even ask me that because he knows I'm doing really well. So I want you to push, particularly perhaps those people that are close to you that are really judgmental about your big vision actually being possible aside. And as I said, take the lid off it. Think about what you would like your life to look like according to your own morals, visions, and dreams. Maybe they're dreams and visions you had when you were a little girl. Where would you live? What kind of home would you have? How often would you travel? You know, how would you live? Would you have a cleaner every week? You know, all of that stuff. Like, what schools would your kids go to? You know, maybe you have a holiday home, all of that stuff. And I say 10 minutes, let's do 6 minutes, because then I think in 6 minutes silence, as long as you guys are willing to commit to doing that, you're going to be surprised by what you managed to get onto paper that perhaps has been up there a long time and you thought wasn't possible. So we're starting to bring it into reality. So I'm going to set the timer. Let me just work out where I put my phone. Has anyone got any questions on that? No. Okay. I'm going to set the timer. Off we go. So literally, you're just going to write down visions. And the more specific you can get, guys, the more that your mind can actually pull it in. Okay. So even down to like maybe what the kitchen cabinet looks like. If you've got comments or questions, just pop them in the box. Yes. So really the first one you want to work on, guys, is the long-term vision. Like, because you can't try in a 2021 vision without having a bigger vision. Yeah. But you can really do either. It doesn't matter. One more minute, guys. Okay. So hopefully, like, even 6 minutes is enough time to let your mind run, to let yourself take the cap on. I mean, for me, I just want to share when I started doing this, I was like, oh, well, that's like, there were ideas that I'd had in my mind from when I was a lot younger. And I just put a cap on them and said to myself, that's just not realistic. Those kind of things don't happen to people like me, and that will never happen. And I want you to be really conscious of those caps, because as women, we are way better at putting caps on ourselves than men are. Okay. So I want you to be really conscious of that. And if you're struggling with it, I want you to get a book called Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. Okay. And it is all about females and their money mindset and their approach to believing that they aren't allowed to have big dreams. Okay. Because that's kind of the difference with our sex is, obviously, naturally we haven't been accustomed to having our own careers. We've been child bearers and just mothers, and we haven't had careers for very long, really. Okay. And that's ingrained in us. And for a lot of us, that's a real challenge. That will stop you dead on achieving your goals and dreams and visions if you're even slightly aware there's a cap there, which I suspect for all of you there will be, because it's not nice, it's crass, it's ugly to want more for your life than what's fine. If you've got those kinds of thoughts, which is definitely what I had, because I was brought up with that kind of don't want for more, like you've got plenty, get that book. It will change your whole entire mindset. And mindset and in accordance with your vision is everything. If you've got caps and you can't get the lid off, you will only go so far. And we want you to achieve whatever you really want to achieve. And that's not to say that you have to have some massive, huge, crazy vision. That might not be for you. You might not want that. And that's totally cool. And no one's vision is better than another person's, okay? As long as you've been true to who you are and you've let those caps off, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes is looking at those visions. What you're going to do is you're going to go onto Google Images, or you're going to go onto Pinterest, or you're even going to go onto a property website and look at that property maybe that you like, if that's the case. I mean, I'm a property girl. I'm always into looking at nice properties, but that might not be your jam. Maybe it's, whatever it is. And remember, a vision isn't about what you get. It's not the material stuff. It's what it allows you to do. It's the freedom that it creates in your life. So for some of you, it might just be to be able to work when I want to and travel to wherever I want to. And so maybe that's going to be images of travel. So just really think about that. And for the next 10 minutes, I want you to start to draw a bank of images together. And for some of you, you might not even know how to do that, because I'm a tech dinosaur too. And even saving images was a struggle for me. But I promise you can do it. And we're going to start doing that in the next 10 minutes. Okay. So I go onto Pinterest. I also go to Google Images and just Google what I'm looking for. Okay. It's going to give you guys 10 minutes. If we go. And also, guys, think about with your business, if you know, this is probably only relevant for a few of you if you've got a star diamond goal. For some of you, you're too new to even know what that is, but if you do, definitely get that on your vision board, or diamond goal, or whatever it might be. Maybe even just find a template on or Canva that you like, that you're going to work with. Anyone's got any questions, just fire away. Okay. I'm actually going to give you guys another minute, because what we'll do is then just think about, if you haven't already, if you've been doing one type of vision board, we'll spend just 5 minutes thinking about the other. So if you've been doing long-term vision, in about a minute, we'll start thinking about your 2021 vision. Okay. So just have another minute. Okay, we're going to stop there. And then whichever one of those books, so if you've been doing long-term vision and you've been looking at visuals, you're literally just going to spend the next 5 minutes thinking about that exact same strategy. So writing down what your vision is for 2021. Is it, maybe it's paying off debt, maybe it's earning X amount with Beachbody, maybe it's going part-time with your current job, maybe it's going full-time with Beachbody, maybe it's, you know, like on mine, upgrading your house and saving some money towards another home. Whatever it might be, I want you to think about that, because that, for me, was not a task that we initially did. And I found that when I just did this kind of woo-woo vision board, if we like, the long-term one, I couldn't pull it in on the short-term vision, which meant that I didn't have that drive until I'd broken it down. Okay, so we're literally going to spend 5 minutes thinking about whichever one of those you haven't already done. Everyone, is that all clear? Has anyone got any questions? Okay, cool. Don't worry, we'll finish at 7. But hopefully, I mean, this will be a really useful task if you're doing it, for sure. Okay, a couple more minutes, guys. Okay, I've just heard in our chat thread that the launch of Control Freak is at 4 a.m. our time. It's at 8 p.m. Central, which is 4 a.m. our time. No, it's not, it's 2. It's 2 a.m. our time, if you want to stay up till 2 a.m. Right. Okay, 30 more seconds, guys. I really hope this has got you on them. Oh, Eastern. So it's on, they've just put Central, so 8 p.m. Central, I think is hold on, 9 p.m. I think it's 9 p.m. I think you're 1 hour ahead. Yeah. No worries. Are you guys both in the launch group? I don't think you are. I'll add you. I need to add you. Marty and Tasha. I'll add you now. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys all night. So, Marty, you're in there. So what I really would love for you guys to do is, because I share this because this is exactly what I did. I did something like this and then I never actually finished my board. And it wasn't until I actually finished my board that I really got motivated, that I really started doing this. So guys, if you believe that you're going to do this every single day by just having a goal board, but no vision board, I can promise you there are going to be days where you won't, because without that vision board, you just won't pull it all in. And that's why for me personally, I have to do my 2021 vision board now, because I can feel myself waning because I don't have that locked in. And I just want to share that with you guys so you can understand how fundamental that is to keeping you really up there on your A game performing. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow, or perhaps Tuesday, because we've got the Control Freak launch tomorrow, is I'm going to post a post in the team page and I'm going to pin it and I'm going to say share your vision boards. Okay, you can share whatever vision board you want. If you really don't want to share it, I totally understand, but I promise you, what you put out into the universe and what you share is what you will create. And Mandy Kai talks about this a lot. She talks about vision casting in her posts, about sharing the vision that she has for the business. And she said, when I was a new coach, I hadn't really achieved anything. I hadn't really done much. But the fact that I confidently shared my vision with all of my followers really showed my belief in myself. And if you see some of the posts that I do, I vision cast quite a lot. And that, I promise you, even if you feel like, maybe it will never happen, the more that you share that with people that you know, your parents, you chat it through with them, or you do put it on your social media, the more you'll start to pull it in. So it might feel uncomfortable to start with, but I promise you, it will keep you motivated. And then what we're going to do next week is really start to think about setting goals, okay? The vision board and the goals are two very different things. They could sound similar, but they are in fact very different, okay? But you need to be able to tie the two together in order to really smash those goals, okay? So make sure that you post your vision board, put it in your diary now. I know a lot of you guys work full time. I can promise you this stuff should be really exciting stuff for you to just steal a little bit of time here and there. It doesn't need to take you an hour. It really doesn't. It might be that you need to have a discussion with your other half or your family this evening or tomorrow about, do you know what, I'm doing this thing, it's really exciting, and involve them, because that becomes a really exciting thing for them to do. And it might be that as a family you haven't discussed that. We can all be so guilty of just drifting and plodding from one day to the next, from 1 month to the next, from 1 year to the next, and before we know it, we haven't even really made a solid plan or vision for what we want from our lives. And I know for me and my husband, when we started to do that, it's really amazing what started to happen, okay? So I promise you, this is just going to be the most amazing thing for you. And I'm really, really excited to see how this is going to change the momentum of the team, because I promise you, when you've got this stuff locked in, you are going to start to believe in yourself so much more. You're going to start to achieve so much more, because it's going to all of a sudden mean so much more to you than perhaps it does right now, which is definitely what happened to me. It was like I'd flipped a button. So I'm just going to do a boomerang. I'm going to turn this bad boy off because no one can't see anyone's faces otherwise. Has anyone got any questions?